10.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're at Brushy Mountain, 2 of the year, second time we're here, and I'm back in pro class today after a little injury hiatus to sportsman class. We're back and we're hoping for a good showing. Pretty good track today. It was a little bit different. We run some different sections and some different routes to the track, and it was pretty fun. It was an enjoyable day, and yeah, I didn't get off to the best start here, but it was 7 of us here today, and I'm just looking for a good finish. I was pretty happy with the weekend I had at the Mid-East with my riding, and was building some confidence in how I'd been feeling on the bike, so let's see what we can do today. So it's difficult for me here in the beginning of these races to feel super comfortable. I just don't have the flow of the track yet, and my riding is kind of showing that. We're struggling a little bit here in the beginning to feel comfortable, not tighten up. I tend to tighten up whenever I start having moments like that. So it's tough for me in the beginning. I just don't feel like I ride as good in the beginning as I need to. So we got some action here. There's just a few minutes into the lap. I come up on my buddy Levi here. His brakes had locked up, so he was struggling with that. It was unfortunate that caused him some issues for the race. And then I come up on Cole down right here. Spoiler alert: he won the race today. Good ride, Cole. He was going pretty fast here in the beginning, and I tried to follow him a little bit, but he's definitely better than me in the open sections, and today he was just better in general. Yep, trying to stay in the mix here, but he was getting away, and he was riding really good today. Being that this was my first race back in pro, I was trying to make smart decisions in the beginning and not override. And Christian was behind me, and so I decided to let him go in order to try to not tighten up and try to just follow and base my lines and things off of him. So I tried to do that, but as you'll see, like in just some of these turns, I was just off in the beginning. I was washing out, overrunning turns. You just see I'm just not clicking yet with being smooth, and that was really hurting me here in the beginning. Skipping ahead a little bit more, I'm kind of hanging in there, and this section was tough on me. It was fast, it was very one-lined, and there was some rocks and some hidden rocks that you couldn't really see, and I was just getting some weird feedback that wasn't making me feel super comfortable with the speed I was going and the lines I was picking. You'll just catch little moments where like my front end just kind of does something erratic. And most of that was just me in the beginning here, just struggling because I really didn't have these issues later in the race whenever you see right there was one of them. And those moments don't seem like much, but they're very tough on the confidence and being able to push, and you start riding tight. So I was dealing with that, but like this was just kind of one of those first lap things, and as the laps go on, I start to ride better, and my instincts get better as I figure out the track. So I decide to let Gary Greer go by right here, and in order to try to ride my race, as they would say. So I'm in 6th, and then we went about another lap and a half until, and the gap kind of strung out to about 10-15 seconds, and I was able to get him when he had a flat tire on into lap 2, start of lap 3. I wanted to talk a little bit about lappers and what it can cost in a race. And this is a very minor example right here, but it doesn't affect these guys as much with me behind them, but it really affects me because I'm definitely not going the pace that I should be going through these sections. And when there's not really anywhere to pass, it's tough. So I have to, force it and try to be aggressive and stuff like that. Now this is a little bit more of a major example coming up. I started catching this big pack of riders all in a line here, and this was a bit of an extreme example, like I said, but the track was very hard to pass on in general. It was very hard to pass lappers, and I caught this group of about 3 or 4 guys, and since there's not really a good spot to get by, I ended up losing about 25-30 seconds on this lap in particular. All my laps would have been within about 10 seconds of each other than this lap and my pit lap.
Pro class.
And I'm trying to be courteous. I'm trying not to be super aggressive or just in general a mean person to these guys, because I understand the situation, but it's very costly on this lap. I guess my takeaway as someone who has been lapped and someone who has lapped, it doesn't affect you guys as much as it does affect us, because if it's not possible to get by, the speed difference is quite a bit, and so the 3 to 5 seconds you might lose. This lap I lost 30 seconds, and I'd say that matters more towards the lap times, than a few seconds of getting over, if you can. Like I said, this was a situation where it was tough to get over, but point being. Now here we are getting ready to go into 3 laps to go. I believe this is my lap 5, I believe. It's my pit lap. It's the lap that's actually faster than the previous lap before with the lappers. I also wanted to mention about that previous lap, I didn't fall. I had no other issues.
You're about 20 seconds down.
And that
35.
was just what the time ended up being. So this lap was 1 second faster somehow, even with the pit stop. And we're going to get to see a pretty much full lap here of me charging, trying to catch up. to 4th place because I'm currently in 5th.
Get the frick out of the way. I'm good.